As a writer, you can learn from anything, not just fiction. People can get hung up on perfecting their technique, and the danger is that writing becomes a lifeless chore. In this video, I want to show you how you can explore the secrets of storytelling by drawing on music instead. Right now I'm in Buenos Aires. I went to a tango show earlier in the week, so I thought I would pick a tango song as the example. But for that, I need a change of scene to somewhere a little bit more old school. Welcome to Los Angelitos. The most famous tango singer of all, Carlos Gardel, used to come here, and over the course of his career, he sang hundreds of songs called mini masterpieces. They're all pretty much less than 3 minutes, and yet they're packed full of life. And it's one of his songs that I want to choose. He's even here on the wall beside me, The Man in the Hat. The song is about a French woman who follows a man to Argentina who broke her heart. I put a link to the song in the description, and I'll play a clip of it a little bit later on. Firstly, structure. The song is in 2 parts. In the first part, we are led to believe in great expectations. We see her as if we are walking by her in the street. She is introduced as a French girl from the boulevard, and she has this graceful, ephemeral presence. She's described as drifting out of a daydream, and apparently all the Argentine women remark on how refined she is. So essentially the expectation is created that this woman must have the perfect, charmed life. But the chorus produces a surprise, and this acts as a bridge into the second part of the song. Basically, the singer is telling her to stop crying, and you're left wondering why. Part 2 goes into the backstory. She was in love with a man in Paris, but he left her. She followed him to Argentina, but now she's completely lost her way and is on her own. Here we have frustrated expectations for 2 people. The first, obviously, is the French woman, and then the second is the listener. Tony Robbins will tell you that much of life's suffering comes from raising expectations that then do not get met. And you can apply this to lots of areas. So for example, there is a famous theory of revolutions, where revolutions don't necessarily happen when people are completely in despair. Instead, what happens is there is a positive period where people raise their expectations economically, politically speaking, and then they are cut off. So either the economic opportunities die out, or people enjoy an education and then expect to take part in political life, but those rights are frustrated. Playing with the reader's expectations, both with positive and negative surprises, is a fantastic way of building your story structure. Second, they create a great sense of setting. In the first line, he refers to her as the girl from the boulevard, and this is a really nice way of introducing a new character quickly. We don't know much about the girl, but we do have associations about a boulevard, and so she takes on some of the grandeur and refinement of that setting. But it's not just about the street. He plays up the idea of 2 separate countries here, France and Argentina, so far away from each other. Firstly, her style is different to the style of the women in Argentina. And secondly, she has come all this way to find what she had in Paris, but realizes that she can't find it anywhere now. The overall atmosphere is a sense of distance and alienation and being far away from home. This is classic storytelling. The setting mirrors her story. In short stories, you want all the elements to echo each other, because that is how you create the impact in a short space of time. You envelop the reader in the atmosphere. Thirdly, I want to talk about rhythm and sounds. This is the greatest gift music can give a writer. Virginia Woolf talked about the importance of musicality in writing, that we should pay as much attention to how the words sound as to their literal meaning, because it is the sound that conveys most of the emotion. For example, people pay much more attention to how you say something than what you say. If you smile or frown, you could be saying the same thing and it has a completely different meaning. You could go up at the end of the sentence, or you could go down. Again, the same words, different outcome. You learn this in spades from listening to Gardel. The phrasing is incredible. Giuseppe Di Stefano, who was an opera singer, used to say that a great singer will do something different with every syllable. And what you should do is follow their voice. Don't try to predict where they're going next because you've got a handle on the tune. Let them be your guide and pay attention to each syllable in its own right. Here's a short clip of the song to give you a sense of what I'm talking about. You can feel him tensing and stretching his voice, speeding up and slowing down, almost like a race car going in and out of corners. My favourite part of that section is when he tells her to forget the word olvidar. He almost throws it away with his voice at the end of the line. And it's not just the singer who embodies the song. Remember the guitarist. He changes his playing style to mirror the current lyrics. And there's a great part around 20 seconds in where he's describing her nervous and delicate silhouette. The guitarist starts playing higher strings, faster and lighter, like little nervous tremors. And the rest of the time he plays heavy to convey the sadness of the piece. Here you have so many elements all moving in the same direction, like currents in a stream. You've got the structure, you have the setting, you have all the rhythms and the sounds. This is how you tell a story in 1 minute 42 seconds. And now for the ending. All these songs end in the same way, with a single strum of the guitar. Sometimes he plays it soon, sometimes he lets you wait for it, but it provides this great sense of finality, and you're left lingering with the weight of what you have just heard. These tango songs are masterpieces of short stories. You can see the world in 2 minutes. And it's not just tango. You can take this from art and sculpture, where they tell an entire story in a single fixed image. Maybe that's one for a future video, but for now, let this be the fuel for your creativity, for your own storytelling. As mentioned, I put a link to the song in the description. Check it out. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next week.